Hey everyone, welcome to my 2021 desk setup. Like most people, for the past year I have been working from home due to the pandemic. Because I often spend 12 plus hours a day at my desk, I wanted to make sure I had a comfortable setup that allows me to be productive and is ergonomic and a space I enjoy working in. I know there are many similar desk videos on YouTube that many of you are using for inspiration for your own setups. And a lot of them, at least in my opinion, are very impressive and detailed. So instead of going into the detail of my setup, I'll mainly focus on what I feel makes my setup unique, can hopefully inspire some of your future setups as well. At a high level, I would place this setup in the medium price range. There are some components of it that are important to me that I decided to spend a little bit more on, and likewise other components that I wanted but did not mind taking a cheaper route. If you see anything you like and want to check it out, I have links for everything in the description of this video. When I started to think of my setup, there were two main aspects I really wanted that I was not able to find in other videos or setups that I had previously seen. First, I wanted to have a setup with a motorized standing desk that supported both my gaming PC and my laptop, and would be very easy to switch between the two. Second, making it more difficult to myself, I'm someone that cannot see any cables, so extreme cable management was a must. This turned out to be a bit of a challenge for me, considering that I wanted my setup to include both my gaming PC and my laptop, but more on that later. To start, let's discuss the left side of my setup. To support my desktop and to hold my cords and various other gadgets and miscellaneous items, I got these drawers. There's nothing special about them besides the fact that I think it complements my desk well and they are not too distracting. Then, to my gaming PC that sits on top. I am the last person qualified to talk about gaming PCs as I am not much of a gamer. I purchased this last February, but admittedly have not used it as much as I would have liked. However, for the various regular and VR titles I have played on it, I have no complaints. For those interested in the internals, it has a 2070 Super and an AMD Ryzen 3700X. Now, for the main part, the actual desk. I have the Jarvis 72-inch bamboo desk with white legs and extended height. For reference, I am 6'3", and the desk's max height is perfect for me. I absolutely love this desk and have not had a single issue with it so far. It is a bit more on the expensive end of standing desks, but the shipping was fast and well protected, assembly was a breeze, and the tabletop and legs have held up very nicely. One quick note, if you're going to get a standing desk, I highly recommend getting a comfortable anti-fatigue standing mat. The one main issue that I've heard people talk about this desk is that if you have a monitor attached to a monitor arm, it gets wobbly when raised. While this can certainly be the case if you try to wobble it, under normal working conditions I've never noticed this being a problem. And this is saying something because I have a wide and heavy monitor. Using this as a segue, let's talk about the monitor. I have the Dell U-Series 38-inch curved LED monitor. This thing has been nothing short of fantastic. I made the switch from two 21-inch monitors and certainly do not regret it. It makes switching between two connected computers a breeze with just a single touch of a button. And because of all the monitor's inputs for peripherals, my keyboard and mouse work with whatever computer is selected for extreme productivity. Also, it supports Thunderbolt 3, which is a single cord solution to charge my MacBook Pro and output video and audio. To hold up the monitor, I'm using the Amazon Basics Premium Single Monitor Arm. Don't let the brand fool you. This thing is a warrior and more than supports my hefty monitor. It offers great range of flexibility and has nice built-in cable management. For the price, you honestly cannot beat it. Moving on, let's talk about my video cam. Right when the pandemic started, video cams got crazy expensive. So instead I got this $25 Wise Indoor Smart Cam and flashed some software in it to make it just a normal video cam, and it has held up nicely. Now let's talk about what's actually on my desk. We start off with my MacBook Pro that sits in a very nice sleek stand made by Jarlink. I will not get into talking about my Mac as I'm sure most of you have an opinion formed already on what laptop you prefer. Just make sure whatever laptop you choose supports Thunderbolt 3 because this technology is seamless and amazing for clean setups. Moving to the center of the desk, I have a large white keyboard and mouse pad. I bought it mainly for it to match the other colors of the desk, but of course it easily picks up marks due to its white color. If I were to buy a desk mat again, I'd probably go with the black one just for this reason alone. For my keyboard and mouse, I am using nothing special. These are my next planned upgrades, but for now I'm using a mouse from Vic Teesing and a keyboard from G-Tech. Both brands offer affordable and durable products, and while they are not very high quality, they do the job for me. Something I always have right next to me while working is the newest generation iPad Air. I use it mostly for chatting with coworkers during the day and taking notes as well. I'm a huge fan of the second generation Apple Pencil and highly recommend this iPad to anyone who will not be using it as a main computer. Otherwise, definitely look to the Pro lineup. As a quick aside, for those of you that own the newest iPad Air or are thinking of getting one, these things work perfect in official Apple cases originally made for the 2018 11-inch iPad Pro. I was able to get this smart keyboard folio for like 85% discount off Facebook. Then, towards the back of my desk, I have the secondary items that complete the overall minimalistic look of the setup. First is my all-in-one charger, which wirelessly charges all my devices in a single place, which has proven to be super convenient. To the right of that, I have an Echo Show 5-inch, which I typically just use to show pictures. After that, I have a few fake succulent plants, which seemingly every single desk setup has. Moving right along, I have an outlet on a clamp that allows me to easily charge my other devices when needed, such as my iPad. I then have coasters that I 3D printed so I do not have to worry about ruining my bamboo desktop when using a water bottle or a coffee mug. More on the 3D printer in a little bit. Next to those, I have a lamp from Tautronics. This thing offers a great range of different light settings, plus a USB outlet for charging. Finally, to complete the items on the top of my desk, I have a headphone clamp that hold my noise-canceling Tautronic headphones. Moving to the right, I have a small desk-side table that holds my 3D printer and an Apple Boxes collection. I'll not get into too much detail about the printer, but it is called the FlashForge Finder. Anyone that is looking to get into 3D printing with a reasonable price machine, I highly recommend this one. The prints come out amazing, and the software that you use to create the print files is very easy to use and beginner-friendly. Here are just some of the products I made, including the Stormtrooper and my desktop case. Just below that, because I love the look and aesthetic of Apple boxes, I have them stacked up. The last part of my setup is my chair. It is relatively cheap and does the job, but it is not that sturdy nor comfortable. It will be something that I'll be upgrading in the near future. Now that I have covered everything, the most important part remains: cable management. This is something I put a lot of effort in doing right, as the last thing I want to see when I come to my desk is clutter and messiness. I accomplished a clean, organized look using double-sided tape and a cable tray meant for wire management in data centers. This allows for a single consolidated channel to line up all of my cables. Also, a huge plus to this approach is it provides a place at the edge of my desk to handle the cables coming from my PC in a manner that is out of sight when the desk is raised or lowered. I will of course have all the supplies linked underneath that I use for managing cables, but for an in-depth tutorial on how to do this, check out MIXO14's YouTube video that I got this idea from, which should pop up right now. Well, that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and were able to take some inspiration away from it for your own setups. As you can tell, my setup had a lot of products that were on the cheaper side and some that were more on the expensive side. I think the biggest task with setups that don't cost a fortune are finding the right balance of spending money on the components that are important to you. For me, this was the desk and the screen, but for others, this may be the keyboard and other peripherals. Once again, links for everything are in the description of this video. Most of them are Amazon affiliate links, so by using them, you'll be supporting me in this channel, so I really appreciate it. That's all from me. I'll see you guys later.